one of our top agents, Tanya Sikota. This lady is with Remax One. She does not 4, not 5, but 7 million plus in commission in 2024. We just want to understand, how do you ladies do it? What first and foremost inspired you to come into real estate when you started your journey? And I'd like to start with you. In fact, the question will be for both of you. I'll start with you.
Thank you very much, Amanda. So many years ago, I had a little coffee shop, and I was a single mom looking after 3 little girls. And on the side, I had some money to spend, and I bought a property, and I fixed it up, and I sold it, and I bought the next one, and I did the same. And 3 or 4 houses later, I thought, what am I paying all these agents for? They're working 3 hours a week, and they're earning all this money. Little did I know that it's a 24-hour/7 job. So that's how I started out, and I decided to go and do a course and educate myself firstly, because I knew nothing about it. But just take me a few years back, as a teenager, it was a hobby of mine to attend show houses. And before I'd walk into the show house, I'd do the valuation on the pavement in my head. I'd go like, is this 2 million or 1 million? What is this? And then I'd walk in and see how good I was. So that's how it actually, I just had, the feel that I wanted to get into real estate. So that's how it started out for me.
Okay, thank you. I want to know, why did you choose Remax?
Why did I choose
Yes,
Remax?
Tanya.
So I was talking to Ian Ross for a long time, and we actually have this little private joke that he'd say, Tanya, come and meet me at Werner's Bistro and let's have a cup of coffee. And all those years he was working on getting me to come over to Remax, but I wasn't ready. So eventually when the time came, I'd already had this relationship with Ian, and he was telling me how great this is, and I was at a point in my career where I had to decide, do I open up my own company and my own brand, or do I go with a really international big company? And we went away one weekend, Francois and I. We went to Mabula, and we woke up at sunrise. We had a cup of coffee, and I looked out onto the horizon, and there was a hot air balloon in front of me. And I was like, that's my sign, because I really, really believe that the universe sends you these little signals and signs. And that was really what I think inspired me. So I phoned Ian and I said to him, I'm coming to join. And then we have this little joke where I said to him, had you said, meet me for lunch at Pigalle, I would have joined long ago, but this Werner's Bistro.
All right, thank you for that, Tanya. Annie, you decided to buy a Remax office.
No, I
That's
didn't.
why.
This was all Paul's idea initially. And he bought the franchise and came and surprised me and said, I bought the franchise for you. And I was a bit like, okay, this is... But I think there's a certain power in people believing in you. I never could do this in my own mind. I never had the belief in myself. And with him believing in...
What is the key habits that has made you thrive?
So I also am quite a routine person. So I get up in the morning, I go to gym, I have my me time. That's my first appointment of the day, is normally with myself. From there on out, I have a good breakfast, because that will keep me going. And then I check all my emails, check all my, my diary for the day, and off I go. But I think as a good agent, you need to actually be balanced but unbalanced. So the minute you think everything's going okay here, you've got to be able to do a U-turn that way and still carry on. So yeah, I agree with Annie. You've got to have the routine in place and you've got to put your head down and go, but you've also just got to be able to manage things that come up as they need to happen, and the rest of the day will flow.
Okay. And tell me, in terms of your motivation, how do you keep yourself motivated? Especially, you both did very well in a tough year. We saw the statistics. It was a very tough year in 2024. However, both of you ladies have done very well. How did you keep yourself motivated? I mean, in the midst of it, you know, there's a lot going on around the country, the GNU politically, we've got load sheddings that was happening, and here we are sitting with you having kept yourself motivated. How did you do that on a day-to-day basis in the midst of a tough market? Over to you, Tanya.
Amanda, I think you've just got to believe in yourself. You've got to have the courage to get up that next day and carry on. And never give up, and just don't take that no for an answer. So I exercise a lot, we travel a lot, and that really motivates me as well, just when things are going a little bit, because you have those weeks and months that are a bit slower. And when you come back from that little break that you've taken, you're just all fresh, and I almost always do 3 or 4 deals right after I've come back from a holiday. So that keeps me motivated, the fact that I can go away often. But also in terms of educating your clients, you've got to weather the storm, and you've got to know how to navigate those difficult times. So you've got to educate your clients about what the market is doing and, you know, the factors that are influencing the market. And you've got to make sure that they understand that the price of their home needs to be in line with the competition out there. Otherwise, you know, they won't sell. So it's important to do that as well.
How do you ensure that you build a relationship such that you can have repeat business from those individuals? What are the activities that you do to keep in touch with customers so that they don't forget about you when they're going through their next life transition? Over to you, Tanya.
So it's important that you nurture that client base at all times. You know, even when you've got nothing to say to them, say something. You know, be on social media, be present in the community, as I said earlier. Work on your social media platforms, on your Facebook and your Instagram, because that is where people are looking, and that's after 6, 7, 8 at night. Everyone's scrolling on their phones through Instagram, so you've got to be there all the time. Also, you've got to work that database in terms of sending out the birthday gift messages, anniversary messages. And if you're on Facebook and you see a client's daughter is just matriculated with 8 distinctions, pick up the phone and phone them and say congrats. It's got nothing to do with real estate, but you're building those relationships. We're in the game of building relationships and not really sales, because those people will trust you. And that's where your business is going to grow and become successful, is when you've got that trust. And I think people gravitate to people that they can actually trust, so that's important.
It's important to keep yourself relevant and connected to your customers, because then it leads to referral businesses.
Yeah.
What I would love to know is what is your why? Your why in your life that drives you, that keeps you going, and that has made you this successful?
For me, I think it's the sense of achievement. I've achieved so much and I'm proud of it. And just seeing families find their dream home or move into their dream home, and those little kids are running in the door. And just that, I just love it. It gives me such a kick. It really does when I manage to do a deal and I make that phone call to say, congratulations, you know, you bought the house or the seller's accepted. It's just that sense of achievement, I think, is what keeps me going.
Okay. We are younger. You never know where you're gonna head. You wouldn't have known that you'd land up here. What advice, looking back, would you have given to your younger self?
Join Remax. Literally, I wasted a lot of time trying to find a model like Remax. Honestly, I wasted 14 years with another brand. suppose it's not wasted because you learn along the way and it builds you as a person. But had I started here 22 years ago, I would, it would be amazing. So that's what I would have done had I known.
I like that. Join Remax. I think that's a message that we should be making sure that all younger people who have been in the industry, the top 20% who are not in this room should be hearing. Join Remax. Thank you, Tanya. And thank you very much, ladies. Please stand up and give a round of applause to these two phenomenal women. Thank you, Tanya.
That's awesome. Three powerhouse ladies on stage. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much.